all my Twitter followers and YouTube followers. A lot of you have asked me the same question repeatedly for some time now, and I think it was time I answered that question. The question you've all seemed to be asking me, apart from why I have three chins, I'm kidding, is why I'm such a massive MFer, and why I am the disciple of Mattitude, and why I'm such a big Matt Hardy fan. All seem to be asking me the same questions. I thought, only fair, I better answer it. Well, the reason I'm such a big Matt Hardy fan is because, partly because I've followed Matt Hardy since October '98 when he debuted with his brother Jeff, and they beat Kai and Tai with the event Omega. I followed them through the tag team title runs, then No Mercy '99 pay-per-view, tag team ladder match. I just thought that was probably one of the best matches I've ever seen in my life. You know, with the little seesaw bit that Jeff does where I think he bruises his tailbone, he said, and when he leaps over the ladder and drops the leg, and then when Matt moonsaults onto the ladder, and I just think, some absolutely amazing stuff in that match. And Edge and Christian again, they helped make it special, and I think it was probably the reason why, but not only the crowd, but myself and my friends, the night of the pay-per-view, we gave it a standing ovation, and the night afterwards, when the whole crowd stood up and applauded, we did too. Followed him through the TLCs, again, great matches. Loved him during the invasion when they started having him and Jeff have problems, and then him and Lita had problems, and him and Jeff had problems again, and Matt was European champion, and but one of my favourite things about when Matt was in WWE was when he broke away and did the V1 character, and the Matt facts came up every week. Every SmackDown, I used to wait for the Matt facts to come up. Whether it was Matt really hates mustard, or Matt has a heated toilet seat, or Matt is taller than Ray, or Matt has beat Ray and Kidman 2 straight pay-per-views. Didn't matter to me. It was absolutely hilarious. It was great work and great creativity work, and I think the Matt character there was absolutely fantastic, with Shannon running around after him. I think one of my favorite clips there was when Shannon came running in with the orange juice, and he said, "I went to 7 different stores, but I got the orange juice you wanted." And then Matt belittled him for not bringing the puree, not pureeing it right, or something like that. And it was absolutely hilarious. I felt, oh, poor Shannon. But I thought the character itself was fantastic. I think Matt is one of the few people that could successfully work face and heel. There's very few people that can actually do that successfully. I can't do it successfully. I tried to be a heel when I was wrestling, and apparently I was terrible at it. Apparently I only work as a face, but what are you gonna do? But I remember one of the things that Matt did was he started his own wrestling federation. He started Omega, he ran it, and then he worked several jobs. It's absolutely amazing to think all the hard work is what got him to where he is today. And that's one of the things that I admire about Matt Hardy, is the fact that he worked for everything. A lot of the big stars that came before Matt had either had they had training facilities to go to, or their father was a superstar, so they got one foot in the door. And I think what's amazing about Matt and Jeff is they never had that. They had to work, beg, borrow, steal, whatever you want to call it. They had to work and work and work to get to where they are today. They weren't given a handout. Every opportunity they had, they took it. And even when Matt went to TNA, and now, when he's doing the indie shows now, like Ring of Honor, and Extreme Rising and Wrestling Cage. Doesn't matter what he's doing. Every show he goes to, he puts on a show. And I've been lucky enough to see Matt, live twice. Both times I took a sign with me. The first one was just a V1 sign, and I think Shannon Moore gave the V1 salute to it. And the second one was at WrestleMania Revenge Tour, and it was when Matt fought Shane Helms, and I had the Matt's My Idol sign there, and I'm not sure whether he saw it or not. I think he might have done, because he, right before he hit the twist of fate, he did put the V1 sign up, and I'm hoping he saw it, because it was a lot of hard work went into it, and I was pretty near the front. But I think one of the things that makes me a Matt Hardy fan is the fact that whenever life has dealt him a low blow or a pretty shocking hand, is Matt's always overcome it. Whether it was the demons he faced recently, where he announced that he was going to rehab, or whether it was the dreaded 2005 love triangle with him, Edge, and Lita, or whether it was just getting to the WWE, or just getting to do what he wanted to do. Every obstacle that's been put in front of Matt Hardy, he has overcome. And he really had he's really only ever had two choices when he's come to an obstacle. It's either, okay, this is going to beat me, or okay, this is not going to beat me. And I think part of the reason why I like Matt Hardy is because of that. It's because of the fact that he overcomes every obstacle. It's because of the fact that he looks at every obstacle that as a challenge that just needs to be defeated. And if he beats every obstacle, which he's doing so far, then more power to him. I absolutely love the fact that he faces his demons head on, and personally, I want to be more like that. I've had demons myself where I've faced and struggled with, but I've overcome. And I was bullied at school. I've been forced into retirement because of a shoulder injury, but after battling for 5 years, I had the correct surgery, and now I'm able to possibly go back. I'm in a situation where I look at every day, when I look at some of the things that I've learned, I realise that I've learned them from following Matt Hardy. I've learned values such as hard work, dedication, never giving up, facing your fears, facing each obstacle, and more importantly, I've become a believer in karma. And I've learned all this from being a Matt Hardy fan and from being a Matt Hardy follower. And the reason I call Matt Hardy Sensei in a lot of my tweets is because when I was learning Taijutsu and some of the martial arts I was learning, every teacher I had, I referred to as Sensei, and not Mr. So-and-so or their first name. I always called them Sensei as a mark of respect. And as I see Matt Hardy as a teacher and a mentor, I do also refer to him as Sensei. As I say, it's a mark of respect. And to be honest, I may not be, a lot of things. I may not ever be, a great wrestler. I may not ever be a famous wrestler, but it's something I love doing. It's something that, I've enjoyed, when I wrestled for Danger Zone Wrestling Federation, local Middlesbrough run company, very popular in Middlesbrough. We only ever got 200 or 300 people there, but it was still special to me. And like I say, there was a great bunch of guys there. I'm still friends with Assassin, who is originally the person that knackered my shoulder, but hey, he did come and visit me in the hospital when I was getting surgery, so I've got to lay him off for that. And but one of the things I remember when I was wrestling was I called my finisher the platinum finish. Right? Don't tell anyone. It's actually the side effect. It's Matt Hardy's side effect. Don't tell anyone. But on a serious note, I always have, and I always will be an MFer. I always will follow Matt Hardy because of the values that I've in life that I've learned from him. And I do consider him a sensei. I do consider him a teacher. But more importantly, Matt's ability to overcome obstacles and overcome the odds is inspirational to me and has got me through some very dark times. And there's times when I've been feeling down, there's times I've been feeling miserable, when I was injured or forced into retirement, and when I've broken up with girlfriends, when things have gone wrong, and in general, just when I've messed up, you know, I always look around and think, what would Matt Hardy do in this situation? What would Sensei do? And I always try and act on what I think he would do in this situation. Because, as I say, I believe that the values that he portrays and the values that he teaches, across the web and in wrestling and when he speaks to people, I believe that the values and the messages he sends are a ideal way for a person to conduct themselves, particularly with the never giving up, the hard work and dedication. And what I'm really loving now is I'm loving seeing some of the stuff he does with Raby. I think that's absolutely fantastic. I love the fact that Matt and Raby, have been together for 3 years. They're married now. I love seeing them together. I think they're an amazing couple. And I do wish them all the best for the future because God knows, you both deserve all the happiness in the world. And if you haven't seen them, they are truly an amazing couple. But I would like to say that one day, hopefully, it is my dream, and one day I would like to, go to a meet and greet and meet Matt Hardy in person, or even if I bump into him in an airport, I would love to just, get 5 minutes and say to him, look, I don't think I could ever properly explain how the way you've conducted your life has helped change mine. The values you've taught me, even though you've never met me, have made me a better person. And therefore, I will always respect, admire, and support Matt Hardy. I will always be a Matt fan. I will always be an MFer. I will always be a disciple of Mattitude. I will always be the disciple of Matt Hardy. So there you go, guys. You now know why Platinum is the disciple. You can like it or you can hate it. Like I always say, you can love Dave Platinum, you can hate Dave Platinum, but you'll never forget Dave Platinum.